Hey, this is gonna be a dog video, daily vlog video, which I've been doing for a while now, except for that, dealing with overconfidence. That was a cool video. But besides the point, I'm gonna do a vlog video. So my day was actually kind of split into two sections. The first half was really dedicated to my research job, and the second half I worked with my brother, and we'll get to that later. So in the first half, I got to attend a professional development session where we got to do research with teachers on their perspectives with AI. And to say the least, it was just really fun. But to actually delve into a bit more, I guess I did learn some new stuff from their perspective on different stuff like AI and AI obviously, how it affects Black girls, how they can implement it, their teaching style, their perspectives on surveillance, the ethical issues or the ethical conversations around the topic for that matter, and just a whole array of stuff. I really did like because as someone who's always been interested in AI, it's really cool to actually see different teachers opinions on it. Because in one of the more recent conferences I went to while I was still going to high school, I actually did go to a conference and we got to talk about AI and education. But that was from a more student leader's perspective on different students in the DMV area. So it was really cool to see teachers' perspectives on AI. I do think they seemed less resistant to the idea of AI. I think there's in the time span of I want to say March to May, there's been kind of more of an acceptance of AI slowly being integrated into, or AI technologies for that matter, being integrated into our lives in different ways, our jobs. I think that's maybe why there's that shift. I don't know if this was always a thing where teachers were less resistant. But yeah, so it was really cool to see that. I also learned how to take field notes, and field notes are essentially, the best way I can describe it, it's basically notes you take in the session of research you're doing. So let me actually just clarify that. Yeah, a written record of observations, experiences, and reflections made during field work, right? So that's different depending on the research you're doing. For mine today, it was really just getting the teachers' thoughts, or people in the education sector's thoughts on different statements. So what we did kind of had an agree and disagree game where a statement will be said and then we either go to the disagree side or the agree side and you explain your point. So it was really, I don't want to say it was difficult because like I didn't want to miss any of the observations, and the way my coworker did, and thank goodness for her, she had like the initial observations and then she had like the reflective portion, right? So what I did, I said, okay, I'm going to write everything down. I'm not even going to think. I'm just going to write it down. I'm not going to try and condense the text or try and start processing what they're saying. So that's what I did. So I just wrote all the statements they said, and then like maybe some small things here. Like if someone says something that someone moved to the agree side, I'll write some notes there. Before they start talking, I'll count the people. Actually, this is a cool thing I did. So there was around 38 people, I want to say. And then I knew that was going to be difficult counting the people and also writing notes. So what I'll do is I'll count one side, and then since I have the attendance form, I would subtract from that side with the number I count from like the agree side, and then I was like, okay, the other numbers is disagree side. So I think that's kind of a cool way to kind of like decrease the work I have to do. So I'll take notes like that, and then now after I've written those field notes, what I'm going to do later is that I'm going to assess them, reflect on them, and give my thoughts on the whole thing as a whole. I think it's something I've never done before, so it's kind of nice to do. It was a lot of typing, my wrists were hurting. It was cool. I kind of liked that. I really did like that. Perspectives on AI. I did a LinkedIn post about this today, funny enough, and I think I'm really grateful to God that I live such a blessed life where a lot of the ideas, goals, dreams I have often feel like foreshadowing for what I'm doing next or what I will do next, even though it's not immediate. It's like at some point in the future, this thing will either be something I do or become of use to me in some way. I'm really grateful to live such a life like that. 'Cause I remember back in the day, I was talking even before this, in May or so, or in March, before I was thinking about even doing research here in particular. I remember I was just thinking research was a cool thing. So it's really nice to be doing that now. Actually, another thing I wrote on my LinkedIn, just go follow me on LinkedIn because I think I do have some cool posts and I'm a cool guy on LinkedIn. I also have to increase my connections. But another thing I talked about was how it's really funny because in 10 years ago, like a decade ago, which is crazy to say, I remember being in my pajamas and watching The Flash, and Barry Allen and his team would be doing research on how to fight the metahumans of that episode. So it's kind of cool to be doing my own research now, even though it's not fighting metahumans. Personally, I would argue that my research is actually dealing with more difficult problems to solve. So that's just my argument, though. But I think it's cool. I do like how since what I do as a person, I've talked about this before. I kind of try to tie all my work to myself. So with my English research paper, I got to do research on implement using AI for predictive analysis and real-time feedback for essay writing, and it's really cool just to get like the teachers' perspectives on that. So I'm more so working in the education sector when it comes to AI. I really do love how it's turning out. A cool insight that you haven't shared. I actually talked to my English professor about that, and she said something personally, she doesn't think she would want to hand over grading necessarily to the AI, because there's an aspect of enjoyment which I didn't account for, right? And I do think it's kind of important. I kind of lost that human aspect, because what I was thinking in my head, it was like grading must be a tedious task, but then there's also that sense of when you're writing with creativity and everything, there's this aspect of there's an enjoyability in the task. I think I kind of forget that when I'm doing these stuff. But I will say, in terms of the predictive analysis, I think it would more so, if teachers don't necessarily care for it, I think it will be useful for the student so they can improve their writing as they go along. But that was awesome. So that was kind of the first session of my day. The second half of the day was more so with my brother Chibuke. He goes to CMU. We kind of just worked on some internship stuff. So I have a new resume. And I think it's very funny how my resume has been fluctuating. So originally it was like 3 pages or 5 pages. And then for the career fair, I kind of got it down to, I want to say 2 pages. Then later on I got it down to like a page and a quarter because of format issues. It was going to be 1 page, but it is what it is. But it was like the quarter was on the back half. But now we're back, and then after the career fair stuff and all that, I said I'm really tired of removing stuff from my thing, and I think I got the research job. I was like, I'm just gonna expand my resume because I feel like I'm doing a lot of stuff. So I expanded it back to like 3 pages, and now it's back to 1 page, and I think it looks really nice. So my brother reviewed it. He edited the resume. Now, my older brother CJ. He also reviewed it, and now his friend is reviewing it. So after all those reviews, I'm gonna have a good essay good resume to work with, which is really awesome. I'm really happy I do have that family to work with, which I do think is a privilege in itself. I think I'm really fortunate for that. But yeah, so I really am hoping to grind out the internship applications, because I've applied to a bit over 40 internship applications now, and really it's not looking good. I'm not too worried since my freshman year. I can imagine what I would do in different scenarios. Maybe if I don't get an internship, unfortunately, maybe just start a summer program or work a summer job. I know the job I had back in my high school for the summer, they said that I could always come back, which does feel weird to say, but I think it was a cool job. I kind of liked it, and it paid well. And I can be working on some side projects on the side over there. So yeah, I do have different plans, and there's also local programs I have to actually start applying to. And I think I was talking to the Maryland Police Department about maybe a cybersecurity program, and then they said something about 2025, early 25, like January to February. So unless I'm mixing up details there, which I think I am, there's different pathways, and so that's why I'm saying like I'm not that worried. But either way, I still want to kind of get that internship just to get that experience. Also, they pay ridiculously well, which is another cool factor into it. But besides that, I got some other cool resources. I'm applying to different programs, so I'm really excited for that. So I also know my auntie Chitana. She gave me some different places to apply to, and my brother also gave me some different places to apply to. So there's a bunch of stuff I have to do, kind of. I also have a custom GPT to help me with cover letters, so I can just speed up the application process. But besides that, and this is what I'm kind of going to now, or at least trying to get to, is that my brother kind of worked, and I kind of worked on this thing for myself to try and at least get an internship this summer. I think this overall become a better program. So I'm going to break it down so this project can hold me accountable. So this is kind of like a daily schedule for the weekdays. So in the morning block, do 5 internship applications. This will probably take 1 hour and a half. And also do 3 LeetCode problems, focusing on easy and medium problems. So I usually when I'm on my LeetCode grind sessions, like doing them daily, I usually do 2 and call it a day. But I think bumping up to 3 should not be too hard. Also, I don't want to say I have mastered easy problems, but easy problems are now becoming medium, if that makes sense. So it's like slowly they're kind of, like I now do, I think, more medium problems unless I'm hyping myself up unintentionally and telling a lie. But besides that, in the afternoon block, I should work on some GitHub projects, so build and improve 1 to 2 projects for a standard GitHub profile. I think as a person, I think my GitHub is probably my weakest aspect. I just don't upload there often. I think the last thing I did there was the Poly Picker project for the hackathon. I realized I didn't talk about the hackathon on this project. But that was the last thing I did. I think the issue is that I really work, if I'm not working on a small project, like a 1-file coding project, then I'm working on a big project which isn't done yet. And that's kind of the issue. So then like, I either have like a small thing, like a JoJo Akinator, and Akinator is basically this game where you answer a bunch of questions so the program can guess which character you're talking about without you telling them the character. But I either work on like small stuff. I don't want to say small because like I work on small codes or I work on big codes. And the problem with big codes is that they're really done. I do think I should probably be more confident to just keep on uploading my progress towards those codes. I don't think for GitHub it has to necessarily be finished. So we'll work on that. I do think there are some ideas, so like a web scraper, an algorithm visualizer, which kind of relates to my research, but I'll not talk about that today. A mini game, a simple multiplayer game, which is something I've been wanting to work on for a while. So we'll see about that. And in the evening blog, do some networking and research. So build connections with professionals and alumni, send LinkedIn connections to recruiters and alumni working at targeted companies. So let's say I want to work at Google, look at those people. If I want to work at ID Tech or some technology company, be it big or small, just look on LinkedIn for alumni or connections I have there. And then at the end of the day, kind of do like a reflection and track what I did, like the LeetCode problems and challenges faced. What was I gonna say again? There was a part I skipped out on. Yeah, for the LeetCode problems, mainly meant to focus on data structure and algorithms. And I am excited because that's the class I'm doing next semester. I've been working on some stuff here and there in terms of that, because I'm doing programming, so you kind of have to do that if you're doing programming. But that's kind of my daily schedule. I think I'm really excited because even removing the internship gaining aspect of it, I do think it just makes me a better programmer and more honed as an individual, which I'm really excited for. But yeah, I do think this kind of goes to my last thing that I want to talk about. With the resume being, like, I feel like there's a good resume now, but I do think there's some stuff that's been cut off. So I think even it emphasizes the importance of building that portfolio website, which I've been really slow to do. So if I really do want to show off these vast array of experience I've had and be more sure I'm qualified as the candidate, probably the best guy you could possibly pick, then I really have to build that portfolio website. Another thing I can also do is doing interviews. I kind of relate the stuff I have on my resume to those extra experiences. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So that's just to hold me accountable. And yeah, besides that though, I have nothing else I want to share or say. So have a great day.